Rock and roll history. The history of rock and roll is a rich and diverse journey that spans several decades and encompasses a wide range of musical styles and cultural movements. Here's an overview of the key moments and influential figures in rock and roll history. Roots in blues and rhythm and blues. Rock and roll emerged in the 1950s, drawing heavily from African American musical traditions such as blues and rhythm and blues. Artists like Chuck Berry, Little Richard, and Fats Domino played a crucial role in shaping the early sound and style of rock and roll. The birth of rock and roll. The term, rock and roll, was popularized in the mid-1950s, often attributed to disc jockey Alan Freed. This era witnessed the rise of iconic figures like Elvis Presley, whose energetic performances and blending of different genres helped propel rock and roll into the mainstream. The British invasion. In the 1960s, rock and roll experienced a significant shift with the British invasion. British bands like the Beatles, the Rolling Stones, The Who, and the Kinks gained international popularity and brought their own unique sound and style to the genre. Psychedelic rock and counterculture. The late 1960s saw the emergence of psychedelic rock, characterized by its experimental sound, drug-inspired lyrics, and mind-expanding musical elements. Bands like Pink Floyd, Jimi Hendrix Experience, and The Doors pushed the boundaries of rock and roll and became synonymous with the counterculture movement. Hard rock and heavy metal. In the 1970s, hard rock and heavy metal took center stage. Bands like Led Zeppelin, Black Sabbath, Deep Purple, and AC/DC pioneered a heavier sound, featuring powerful guitar riffs, thunderous drums, and intense live performances. Punk rock and new wave. The late 1970s and early 1980s witnessed the rise of punk rock, characterized by its raw energy, aggressive sound, and rebellious attitude. Bands like the Ramones, Sex Pistols, The Clash, and later, the new wave movement with acts like Blondie and Talking Heads, challenged the status quo and brought a DIY ethos to rock music. Alternative and grunge. In the 1990s, alternative rock and grunge emerged as a reaction to the mainstream and commercialized aspects of the music industry. Bands like Nirvana, Pearl Jam, Soundgarden, and Smashing Pumpkins embraced a raw, introspective sound that resonated with a generation disillusioned by societal issues. Contemporary rock. In recent years, rock and roll has continued to evolve and adapt to new trends and influences. Various subgenres like indie rock, garage rock revival, and post-punk revival have gained popularity. Bands such as Arctic Monkeys, The Black Keys, and Tame Impala have found success with their unique sounds and approaches. The history of rock and roll is a vast and complex subject, with numerous subgenres, influential artists, and cultural shifts shaping its evolution. It continues to be a dynamic and vibrant genre that connects with audiences across the globe, representing the spirit of rebellion, self-expression, and musical innovation. Glam rock and art rock. In the 1970s, glam rock emerged as a flamboyant and theatrical subgenre of rock and roll. Artists like David Bowie, Queen, and T-Rex incorporated elaborate costumes, makeup, and visual aesthetics into their performances. Concurrently, art rock bands like Pink Floyd, Genesis, and Yes embraced complex compositions, conceptual themes, and progressive musical elements. Stadium rock and arena rock. The 1970s and 1980s also saw the rise of stadium rock and arena rock, characterized by larger-than-life productions and performances held in massive venues. Bands such as U2, Bon Jovi, Journey, and Bruce Springsteen created anthemic, crowd-pleasing rock music that became synonymous with live stadium experiences. Pop rock and power pop. Pop rock gained popularity in the 1970s and 1980s, combining catchy melodies and hooks with rock instrumentation. Bands like the Beatles, during their later years, The Police, and Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers achieved mainstream success with their radio-friendly sound. Power pop, influenced by the British invasion bands, also gained a following with acts like Cheap Trick and the Raspberries. Crossover genres. Throughout rock and roll history, various crossover genres emerged, blending rock with elements of other styles. Examples include folk rock, Bob Dylan, Simon and Garfunkel, blues rock, the Rolling Stones, Eric Clapton, country rock, the Eagles, Lynyrd Skynyrd, and funk rock, Red Hot Chili Peppers, Prince. Revivals and nostalgia. As rock and roll matured, revivals and nostalgia became prevalent. The 1980s and beyond saw the resurgence of rockabilly with bands like Stray Cats, and the popularity of tribute acts honoring classic rock bands. This nostalgia continues to influence contemporary rock music, with bands and artists paying homage to the sounds and styles of the past. Influence and legacy. Rock and roll has had a profound impact on popular culture, influencing subsequent generations of musicians and shaping other genres. Rock scenes and subcultures emerged in various countries, leading to the development of distinct regional styles and movements, such as Brazilian tropicalia, German krautrock, and Japanese visual kei. The electric guitar, introduced in the 1930s, played a pivotal role in shaping the sound of rock music. Innovations in amplification, recording techniques, and the development of effects pedals further expanded the sonic possibilities for rock musicians. Globalization and fusion. With the advent of the internet and increased accessibility to music from around the world, rock and roll has transcended borders and blended with various cultural influences. Artists incorporate elements of world music, electronic music, hip-hop, and other genres, leading to the emergence of fusion genres and cross-pollination of styles. Continuing evolution. Rock and roll continues to evolve and adapt to contemporary trends. Modern rock bands and artists experiment with new sounds, incorporate electronic elements, and explore different production techniques. The genre remains relevant, attracting new audiences and carrying forward its legacy. Legacy and enduring popularity. Rock and roll's legacy is marked by its enduring popularity and influence on subsequent generations of musicians. Its songs, iconic performances, and cultural impact continue to resonate with listeners worldwide. Rock music festivals, classic rock radio stations, and the induction of artists into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame are testaments to its lasting impact. The history of rock and roll is a dynamic narrative that reflects the ever-changing cultural landscape and the power of music to shape and reflect society. It remains a vibrant and influential genre, continually reinventing itself while staying true to its rebellious spirit and musical roots. Thanks for watching.